Welcome to week 15 of my Mallorca training vlog. This week I've been to a Victorian festival in the local town, and just for fun I thought I would share with you some of the images of the vintage bikes that they had there. So these bikes have dated to kind of the late Victorian period, so the 1880s, 1890s, and then the early part of the 20th century, so up until about the First World War. The thing that really struck me was just how primitive and how dangerous looking these bikes were. You know, they looked really heavy. Some of them didn't even have chains. You just kind of put your feet down and scooted yourself along. And then fast forward 110, 120 years or so and compare them with our modern road bikes. Carbon frames, electronic gears, disc brakes, yeah, just chalk and cheese. You know, road bikes have just come along so far in the last 110 years or so. So after I went to the Victorian Festival, I went out and did a fairly longish ride, so it was 63 kilometres. I rode out to a place called Chichester on a fairly flat route with the wind behind me, and then I turned for home on a slightly hillier route with the wind against me. And progressively as the ride went on, I could feel myself getting more and more tired until I hit a particular road that was 7 kilometres long. There was a slight gradient on there, about 2 or 3%, but the wind was just directly in my face and it really sapped my strength. But I managed to get home despite the very short, sharp climb about 3 kilometres from the end. But no, I got home and I was fairly pleased with myself. And then I weighed myself just for interest. And although it was a post-ride weight, I concluded that I'd lost about 4 kilos since I last weighed myself at the end of March. So that's all looking good there. And then I did another very easy short ride, but shortly after that I started feeling a bit under the weather again, so a bit fluey, bit achy, slightly throaty as well, so I decided to take the next 2 days off. And that just sort of said to me that maybe I wasn't fully recovered from Monday's ride, so I just took it nice and easy. And then on Saturday I felt a lot better, so I decided to go out and do a shorter ride, but ride it fairly hard. And the particular route I chose was what I call on Strava the Buns, Bent and Hoe route, which is basically one long climb. Now there is a particular point on that route, approximately 24 kilometres from the start, that I always try and hit within an hour. And to do this I knew that I had to raise my game slightly and ride above my normal 70 to 80% of my maximum. So I was still trying to pace myself. I didn't want to go full gas and just overdo it. I knew I kind of had to leave something in reserve, so my plan was to ride at about 80–83% of my maximum, and long story short, I got to the 24 kilometre point within the hour, so I was really pleased about that. And then the final 6 kilometres I rode back, and I ended up doing one of the fastest times on that particular course that I've ever done. So the plan for next week is pretty much the usual kind of thing. On Monday and Tuesday evening I've got a spinning session, and then during the week I'll try and go out and do perhaps 2 longer rides and 1 shorter ride, as I really do need to start getting the kilometres in and building up my endurance for the 110, 120 kilometre days that I'll be doing out in Mallorca. So are you planning for a particular event? If you are, please tell me all about it in the comments below. If you found this film useful, please like and share. And if you'd like to get the most out of your cycling, please consider subscribing for my regular weekly uploads. Thanks for watching.